bad situation, you need to own that. You need to figure out how you got there, what decisions you made. And when anybody else is in a bad situation, you're thinking about dating, or thinking about being friends, or you're thinking about, business partners, any type of relationship, any time where you're relating to another human being, you have to assess the other person. One of the things is you hear a lot of sob stories, and here's the thing, I care about people, and I always like helping people. And here's the reality. Anytime that someone is in a bad situation, it's because they messed up. Now, you're saying, whoa. What if somebody screwed them over? What if their partner screwed them over? What if all these things, right? You allowed that person in your life. You made decisions that gave that person control to hurt you. You had poor character judgment. You had something within you that gravitated towards that flame. And if you're not willing to address that problem, you're going to keep repeating it. Now, I understand that sounds harsh. Nobody likes to hear that. Nobody likes to hear that all of the things that are traumatic in their life are their fault, because you always hear, well, what if? And they give you this, assault story or something else. And it's like, okay. I understand that there are extremes. I also understand that in fighting, you learn a very basic principle, is that no one can do anything to you that you don't let them, to include hit you in the face. If you have the skill and the training and everything else, you have to allow that to happen. Like, you didn't prevent it. You didn't go above and beyond. And now some people are stronger than you, some people are whatever, but the idea of taking the onus off of yourself and just saying, well, there are stronger people out there, so therefore I'm a sitting duck, is just a good way to be a victim and to never move on and to progress beyond. And a lot of people who become victims think that there is a state or an entity that is going to take that responsibility from them. There is not. You are going to have to look yourself in the mirror, look at what's wrong with you, and take accountability and say, yeah, I did that. And here's how I'm going to fix it. And there's healthy ways to fix things, there's not healthy ways to fix things. So I feel like when you hear that and it's harsh, what you hear is I'm telling you that I'm better than you. And I hear a lot of comments that say, good for you, you've made these steps. It's not that. It's really not that I'm better than anyone. So hear me out. The big video that I just did that got a lot of views was I lost 40 pounds in like 40 days, something like that. It was like 37 pounds in about 30 days, but whatever. It was close enough. What most people miss out of that story is I gained 100 pounds the year before. And the reason I gained 100 pounds the year before is because I was in a toxic relationship. Well, why was I in a toxic relationship? Because I allowed myself to be. So, when I thought about creating this channel, what I really wanted it to be about was I created this plan for myself. It's very harsh, it's very minimalistic, and I just knew in my soul it was what was best for me. Like, this is where I will thrive, this is where I will stay the most focused, this is where I will be the most productive, this is where I will be the most helpful to others. And then what ends up happening is you have all those self-doubts, all of those demons in your head saying you're not good enough. And what ends up happening is being single at the time, I was always worried that no one would accept that harsh of a lifestyle, that I was being too extreme. And I was self-conscious about that, like, yeah, I work a lot and all the things. Well, are you going to have time for me? And you're like, well, as a caring human being who wants a relationship and a family, sure, I'll care about you. Like, that's fair. And then before you know it, like, they're just sucking all of your time, and all of a sudden they're an obstacle. And the thing is if you want to be successful and you want to achieve goals in your life, the reason you haven't achieved them yet, largely speaking, is you have toxicity in your life. Like, it's really interesting talking to a lot of you because, some of you it's the weight loss journey, some of you it's smoking, some of you it's business and things of that nature. Not so much business, that was a little bit before, but you have every excuse why. And the thing of it is like, I was talking to a lady who wanted to quit smoking. And so I said, well, quit. Just stop. And she's like, well, I can't do that. That's hard. And I'm like, you're already building in an excuse of why you're going to fail. right? She's like, well, what I've been doing is having my, the amount I smoke, and I've been doing that successfully for a while. And I'm like, well, then why haven't you quit yet if you've been doing it for a while? And she's like, well, things got a little stressful, so I increased it back up. And I'm like, that's the problem. Like, if you are in the process of quitting, you're still identifying as a smoker. Like, you still have the mental image that you smoke. And it's how much you smoke, and maybe, a pack a week isn't going to be that bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, when I was in the military, I was in a lot of stressful combat situations. People were dying. You've got problems at home that are going on. Spouses running around, whatever. I get it. Like, you want to smoke. You're looking for a coping mechanism. But the reason you're coping is because you have stress in your life. So the easiest part of that solution is to take out the stress in your life. And the thing that has been the most helpful to me is I hate social media, generally speaking. Like, obviously I'm on social media, but I don't like just scrolling. Like the scrolling culture is so toxic and bad for you. But I saw a quote that just resonated with me. It says, this comeback is personal. It's an apology to myself. And I just, that hurt me because it was true. Like, I did this to myself. Like, I allowed myself to get in these positions. I accepted less than I felt like I was worth. Because I was afraid of being alone, because I was afraid that my potential would scare people off, and that I would be at the top by myself. And having not reached the top and also been by myself, I've started to realize, the people that I would most want in my life, I'm not attracting because I've settled. Because I stopped pushing myself. And I've also come to a point where I would rather be alone and at peace with what I'm doing and with my goals than I would be with a bunch of fake people, because those fake people will leave you in a heartbeat the moment that you're not providing for them. Like, those are not good people. Those are the people that when you start succeeding and you start, one of the big ones that I heard was alcohol. The fact that I quit alcohol, they're going to lose their entire social structure. And I'm like, if your friends won't hang out with you because you're not drinking, because you're not presenting that their bad behavior is okay. Like, if you're not, if you're not mirroring their bad behavior, then they're not your friend. They're just there as a crutch to do something that they know is unhealthy. Then are those really the people that you want in your life? Like, if you have people who stress you out, and every time that you try and work, you're getting yelled at, you're getting just told what a failure you are, like those people are not good in your life. Like, the people who are the most insecure, the people who are going to be telling you you're not good enough, you can't do that. If we were both fat, and then I start losing weight and you haven't, then you're just going to try and bring me back down because it makes you feel more comfortable. So that's the biggest thing that I have found, is that I was just so afraid and self-conscious that I was being too hard. I was working too much. I was not giving enough to another person. And what I ended up was just taking parts of myself out to hand to that other person. And then I hated myself, and then I resented that other person. And I feel like other people can feel that. So I feel like if you're doing what you want to do in life and you're meeting your goals, you're going to lose people. And that's a hard thing, because a lot of those people you have a history with. But then you realize that they were never really your friend. And the people that start coming into your life when you are doing good things and you're achieving, some of those are bad too. Like, some of the people who just want the handout. Like, people want the success. They don't, people leave when you're going up the hill and it's hard and you're doing more with less and everything is difficult. But when you get success, all those people that left you for climbing the mountain, that's when they show up. So, just go disappear. Go figure out what it is you want to do in your life and commit fully to doing that good. And you might not get there right away. Like, I've been doing this for about a month and a half, 2 months, and I've gotten a long way there. I'm not at my goal yet. There's a lot of things that I'm starting over right now but I'm getting better, I'm getting stronger, I'm strengthening those muscles, and I'm so much happier now than I was being comfortable around just pure toxicity. I have less, like you know, I'll get into that in a bit on my next video maybe, but yeah, you got to be true to yourself first, and you got to figure out the reason why, and you got to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself what's wrong with yourself, because nobody else will.